Hey, what's up everyone? A lot of times when I'm talking to people, they ask me, well, how do you make music? What do you use? What kind of stuff are you using to make music? And I try to explain to them what I use and how I do it and all that kind of stuff. And so what I'm going to do right now is actually I'm going to show you guys kind of some of the basic stuff that you would need to produce pretty professional sounding music. So let me just show you real quick what I use and to give you an idea. So let me grab the camera. Okay, so basic essentials, what you need for making music. First off, you need a powerful computer. So what I use, and I use an Apple computer. I've got it maxed out in RAM. I got a large hard drive in there. I've used PCs before. I used to build my own PCs back in the day, and I used to run other sequencing software from what I'm using now. And I can tell you right now, Apple is the way to go when it comes to having a computer for running extremely memory-hungry, sequencing software. So I would recommend an Apple. I've used PC before, and I've had notes drop out, I've had my computer lock up, and on and on and on. So I've never really had any major problems when it came to that kind of stuff with my Apple. It's always ran really rock solid. So honestly, if I was producing 24/7 music all the time, and working with videos or video editing, or really extremely memory hungry graphics, or lots of graphics programs, like animation and stuff like that, I would definitely use an Apple. Apple would definitely be the way to go. So anyway, moving on to the next bit. The next thing you'll need is some really good software, and I would personally, I'm just speaking from experience, I would go with Apple's Logic Pro. I'm going with Apple's Logic Pro 7 right now. I've been using it for a while, and I really enjoy it. It's great software for making music. It's extremely powerful, and it may seem a little bit difficult at first, but once you get the hang of how it all works, it's not too bad. There was definitely a learning curve. So, but it is really great software. It blows my mind away what this software can do. The internal instruments and the effects modules are absolutely out of this world. So, excellent software. From now on, probably with sequencing music, I wouldn't go anything other than going with Apple's Logic Pro, period. I've used Cubase before and some other software as well. Cubase used to be my favorite when I was running on PC, but I can tell you right now, I'm hooked on Logic right now because the way how it works and the quality is top notch. So it is a bit pricey for the software, but it is worth it. So spend the money, you'll be happy you did when you're making some awesome tracks. So good software, really good software. So the next thing you're going to need is a way to get your sounds or trigger your external MIDI sounds, modules, keyboards, whatever, or internal instruments from within inside the software. So what I use to do that is I use the Korg X5. It's an old school keyboard. It does the job for me, so I don't really need to buy anything else to do that. I mean, I'm just going to play sounds through the keyboard, or use its own internal sounds, and then I'm going to record those sounds into my sequencer. So to do that, I use a Korg X5. So you can get a lot of sound triggering keyboards now with all these little switches and modulations, wheels, and whatever, any different controls to manipulate the sounds. But I don't really need all that. The Korg X5 does a job for me perfectly fine. So that's what I use to trigger my internal and external sounds through this one keyboard. I can control all my keyboards, all my sound modules, everything through this one keyboard. So the next thing you're going to need is some kind of a device to, for example, a MIDI timepiece to hook up all your MIDI through. So this actually lets me hook up multiple MIDI instruments to my computer, right? Which then I can see on my computer, and I can set them all up and everything, and those are the instruments that I will be able to use inside my sequencing software. So I use the Mark of the Unicorn. It's the MIDI timepiece, and it's awesome. It's rock solid. I've been using Mark of the Unicorn stuff now for a long time, and it works very well, and it would do the job for you perfectly. So great piece of equipment. I love it. So you'll need one of those. The next thing you're going to need is some kind of a way to capture your sound into your computer. So whether that be you talking through a microphone hooked up to the device, or your keyboards hooked up to the device, so anything that outputs sound, basically you would hook up to this device. For example, I use a Mutu 896 HD. This is also a Mark of the Unicorn, and so it lets me hook up 8 audio inputs. So I can send 8 audio signals to this device and record at the same time. So, but that doesn't mean I can only have 8 audio tracks in my sequencer. I can have lots of audio tracks in my sequencer, lots of audio sounds. So this is a great piece of equipment. I used to have 3 actually total. I sold the other 2. I didn't need them. I thought they were overkill. So at first when I bought them, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll just get 3. That's perfect. It'll do the job. I won't ever have to worry about running out of tracks. But you know what? Honestly, it was overkill. You don't need to have 3. 1 is plenty. 1 is probably more than enough. So anyway, that's what I use to get my sound into my computer. So I just take the sound signals and I run them directly into the this device right here, and then that sound gets inputted into the computer, and then I can play the sound back out and monitor it here as well. So awesome piece of equipment, worth every penny. So next thing you'll need are a pair of speakers, and if you're going to get speakers, you might as well go get some good speakers and spend the money on them. Get some with a built-in amplifier, so get some monitors with built-in amps. They're awesome because you just plug them straight in to your either to your mixer or to your audio device. I have mine actually plugged straight into my Mutu, and the sound that comes out of them, it sounds awesome. It's really, really crystal clear, and the quality is superb. So I use the V8s for that. And the last thing you're going to need for making music in your studio is you need to have a nice big monitor, so you can see multiple instruments, so virtual instruments, and not only that, but to see your different sound effects and track windows and your audio windows and all that kind of stuff. So those are pretty much the essential bits that you would need to make music. So you notice I didn't even say, well, you need a mixer. Well, you really don't need a mixer, because you can use the mixer that's inside the software. But so I'm going to wrap it up for this video, and I hope you enjoyed that bit. I hope it was helpful. I will be talking more, getting involved with, setting up your instruments in Logic and how to set up your external MIDI keyboards as well. That gets a little tricky. I know I was struggling with it at first when I first got into it, but hopefully my videos will be able to help you out and get you through it a lot faster than I had to stumble through it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.